just do this. I promised myself when I started the season rider that there would be more motorcycle, less of this. There's a couple of, listen, I think they're just having fun. It's fine by me, but there were a couple of videos that I've watched of guys who were talking about motorcycles. They know what they're talking about. They're showing some photographs of motorcycles, but after a while, I'm like, I don't think this guy actually owns a motorcycle. So I'll
Right.
try to stick to motorcycles, less of this. But
Right.
I sort of need to connect the stories some way. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
how I wrap them and do a transition to the next project. So,
Got it. Okay, right. So Mr. The Seasoned Rider,
V, thank you.
I loved the three-part CL450
Thank you.
series,
Yeah, me too.
especially the ride clip.
That ride was great. Leech Island Road,
Mhm.
the CL450 just screaming. It was a beautiful day, a lot hotter than it looked. There's clear blue skies, but it was well into the 90s. That was
Wow.
a weirdly hot day for such clear, beautiful skies.
Well, can you share a story about that bike with us?
The story I wanted to share about that bike was really instrumental in helping me quit for good, cold turkey, sweat my way through a 30-year smoking habit.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the story is my mother called me on a Monday and
Mhm.
said, I have lung cancer.
Hmm.
And like a switch, it's like I'm quitting Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been trying to quit for years as people who try to quit, smoke and doers, right? Don't
Sure.
quit quitting. So this is like 20 years ago. And and she eventually passed away from lung cancer,
Right.
and
Mm.
so I did. I had already bought the CL450. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't picked it up yet, and I was picking it up Friday morning. So Thursday night, crumpled up what was left of the cigarettes, tossed them, and then I went and picked up the motorcycle
Uh-huh.
and brought it to the shop. And then on Friday during the day, I was taking care of business. I was okay, but Friday night I started jonesing pretty bad
Sure. Yeah.
for a butt. And so I but I used to drink back then. I don't anymore because uh, lately at my age, having a, an appropriate weight uh, and a good blood pressure is more fun to me than partying.
Yes, that was us
It's
medications. It's
life, you
more
know what I mean?
fun.
And,
Yes.
this is about motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
It also increases your power to weight ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're 40 pounds lighter,
Right.
uh, all of the motorcycles are faster. Like, if you're 40 pounds lighter and have a splash of fuel in the tank, you'll take 6/10 off your quarter mile time at the drag strip. You know what I mean?
So have you ever been to a drag strip?
No, no, I'm just saying, in case I stumbled into Connecticut Dragway, I'd be ready. You know what I mean?
I see. I see. And when did the Connecticut drag?
Well, that was 1985. I'm just saying, if I went
Oh,
back in time, and
okay.
well, if I went back in time, I'd already be 40 pounds lighter. But anyway, you get the point.
I get. Okay, gotcha. And is this a story about quitting
Oh, right.
smoking?
Yeah. This is a story about quitting smoking.
Okay.
So I get this motorcycle, which was lovely. I brought up this side panel because this is how the color of it and the paint job of it when I originally got it, and the
Mm-hmm.
tank was done. It was done pretty nicely, but it's not original.
Right.
And that tank leaked, and that's why it's replaced with the original Honda factory, stock Honda paint tank and side panels, which I like better. But this is how it was when I picked it up. So that Friday night, I have the bike in the shop. I'm leaning against the workbench and I do something completely atypical for how people would quit smoking because usually you avoid alcohol and coffee and you're
Mm,
trying to change everything up. And I already knew that cold turkey is the only way it actually works. So no patches or Nicorette, none of that stuff.
right.
I just quit. So what I did was I drank 10 pints of Guinness.
Oh. Oh.
And just stood there and sweated it out. Jonesing so bad, strictly a contest of wills. And it was like, ah! And the crumpled up pack was in the garbage right there. Probably if you undid it, which I've done in the past, and past times you quit, you could pull one out, probably would work. And I
Sure.
didn't. I
Wow.
just sweated it out.
And that
And
was
then when I
it.
went to bed, yeah. And then the next day, I was like, I'm not going through day one again. That's it.
No.
And
Right.
and it stuck. It stuck. That was
Wow.
finally the thing that did it. And that CL450 was instrumental in that. I was drinking. I get my motorcycle beer goggles on. It looks more and more beautiful. And I'm like,
So it was
that's what I did.
helpful.
I just powered through.
Oh, that's a wonderful
Guinness and
story.
a CL 450 saved the day.
So these motorcycles really are meaningful to you. You connect with them
Yeah, oh, sure,
throughout
yeah,
your life.
definitely. There's a lot of that,
Yeah.
you know, man in this machine moment,
Right.
and there's nothing new about that. In fact, knowing that this question was going to come up, I grabbed a couple of books out of my motorcycle library here. One of them is Shop Class's Soulcraft,
Mm-hmm.
and this is about um, the 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 skill that you sort of acquire on your own. A lot of it isn't taught. It's like, all right, how am I going to make this work again?
Right.
And you know, so there's that.
So it's about passion and your how you follow that and make that work
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
interesting.
Famously, there's Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
50th anniversary. I went and just bought this yesterday. I have two more somewhere in the house. I couldn't find them. Really famous. Um, and this isn't just about motorcycles. You know,
Right.
this is about life and the experiences, and it's the maintenance and the riding and the people you meet
Which is
along the
great.
way. I love this Peter Egan Leanings, Cycle World contributor for years, and these are a lot of the articles that he wrote for Cycle World
Nice.
that are they're not just about motorcycling, and famously in one of these he had a Honda CB 400F Super Sport like the one we did in the first
Yes, right.
project, and he
Oh.
was he goes on about how dependable it was and freeing
Yeah.
it was compared to all the old British iron that was prone to leaks and
Mm-hmm.
breakdowns, and you'd have to do some serious maintenance on the way. He got on a CB 400F Super Sport with his tent, big pink,
Uh-huh.
and traveled the country, hit the starter button and go.
How fun.
You know, so
Yeah.
and then that's all about the meeting people and the the improvisation that you need to do to get through the day. You know,
Sure.
so yeah, so there's nothing new about that sort of meaningful relationship with these machines because it's more than the machine.
Right. It's a
it's
lifestyle.
yeah,
Right. In a lot of
it
ways.
is, and you know, you spend time figuring something out,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you get it right, and then you're cruising down the road all day, it's like that motorcycle. If you didn't do those things to it, it'd be junk.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and it's kept it alive and beautiful and running, and you
That's
know,
it. It
yeah.
sort of speaks to the mission of the seasoned rider in a
Yeah,
lot of
definitely.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it's not just about turning wrenches, but it's about the experience, the overall experience, and the
Right.
lifestyle of
Yeah.
owning vintage bikes. That's very cool. So, what do you?
And
How?
sometimes
I'm
I
sorry.
should add, it's just a giant pain in the ass too.
Yeah.
A lot of my editing, I cut out a lot of swear words.
Uh,
All of them. All of them.
Well, that's good because it's a family-rated show. So, all right. So, what's on the horizon? What do we got coming up?
So the CB750, did a valve job on it. There's about 15 or 16 parts already completed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's ready for the turnaround. The head's going to be put back on.
Right.
So there's other cool stuff coming up there.
Wonderful.
And then I think I mentioned last time the Rickman maybe entered in a show I haven't heard yet
Mm-hmm.
at Lime Rock. So I got to get that together.
Right.
So yeah, a couple cool things coming up. But
Excellent.
yeah, I like that. So I just wanted to sort of wrap up the CL450, a little short 3-parter, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's all I had on it.
And you know, appreciate the people that have subscribed and all that. And
Yeah.
are following along.
Oh, of
So,
course. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you everybody for,
Yeah.
you know, for, make it fun and a little bit interesting. So
Well, terrific. Thanks for the update, Mr. The Seasoned Writer.
thank you.
Okay.